I'll face it, the demons I created with every last part of me. The pain will fade and I'll go on and on and on and on.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to SmackDown. Going down to South Park. Yes, which means that this is yet again kinda late. Even though Tonyo used to have a South Park styled icon, the truth of the matter is, me and MPage, we actually don't really know much, or at least can't really talk much about the show, so we're gonna try our best. Yeah, we're gonna try our best. Yes, and that short was basically a Newgrounds viral video before a Newgrounds viral video. Exactly, and what's interesting about these creators is that, looking through their body of work, they're basically the Newgrounds animator if they were born 20 years earlier. Yes, and I can't remember the second one. I think it was Jesus versus... I don't know. I don't know the title. Yeah, bastards! And that would eventually become a running gag in the show, but we'll get to that later. Yeah, like, precursors are weird, like, some characters look like others, like, it's clear, it's not even clear who's who. Like, precursors are weird like that. Yay. Yes, that was a thing, and then a small cable network called Comedy Central took wind of these shorts and said, hey, we're gonna give you a show. Make a pilot. Yep. Oh boy. Yeah. As I was saying, Comedy Central took wind of these two shorts. They liked what they were doing and said, hey, we're gonna give you a pilot. And it was made in the similar cutout animation style as the shorts. It took 3 months to do, and it premiered around August of 97. And it was surprisingly an instant hit. Yeah. Did EA actually ever make a South Park game? Oh boy. Yeah, I think we all know that. Thanks, Stick of Truth. Thanks, Fractured Butthole. Yeah, a lot of people do. Oh shit, shit.
Yes.
Audio issue.
Yeah. Fuck.
Damn
Wait,
it.
were we muted the whole time?
You were muted the whole time, but I wasn't.
Okay. In the beginning, they made, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, in the South Park age, in the beginning, they made The Spirit of Christmas. And The Spirit of Christmas consists of 2 short films. In 1992, Jesus vs. Frosty, where Frosty comes to life, kills Kenny, bastard! And then gets killed by Jesus.
Yes.
The lesson they learned is that Christmas is about presents.
Yeah.
Then in 95, Jesus vs. Santa, they fight each other to the death because Jesus insists it's about remembering the birth of him. Santa insists it's about giving. Then Brian Boitano appears and he says that Christmas should be about being good to one another. And then, instead of being like, filled with joy that they met Jesus or met Santa, they're filled with joy that they met Brian Boitano. And then they figure out the true meaning of Christmas, once again, is presents. And they actually grow to like Kyle more for him being Jewish, because you get presents for 8 days on Chinooka.
Yes, and you already heard this before, audience, because my mic was actually on, but Comedy Central noticed these, and they wanted to make a pilot, and blah 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 blah.
They noticed them because the first 100,000 copies of Tiger Woods 99 for the PlayStation 1 secretly had Jesus vs. Santa on the disc.
Yeah. Although, thankfully, they actually never made a South Park game. EA didn't.
Yes. Acclaim did. They made 3 of them on the PS1, and the N64, and the PC. And they didn't do so well.
Yeah.
In fact, they did so not well that South Park creators didn't really want to make games for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, any game between the Ubisoft era and the Acclaim era had to have as little involvement from the creators as possible, apart from what's legally necessary. Which is why we got half-assed things like South Park Let's Go Tower Defense play, and whatever the one with Tenderman in it is. Hang on. Where's the fucking game? South Park Tenderman game. South Park Tenderman's Revenge.
Ooh.
Yes. The less I say about that, the better, because I honestly never finished it, and I honestly don't care.
Oh.
South Park Let's Go Tower Defense play is a tower defense game. No shit.
Yes. Anyway, South Park was on the show was unexpectedly a big hit, to the point where a lot of people actually called up the cable provider saying, hey, we want Comedy Central. We want, this show to be aired on their televisions. So that's what happened. And, and the kids actually bought shirts, and they got banned for those shirts.
Yes. Funny enough, despite teens not supposed to be able to watch it, it's still referenced in teen media. In fact, there's even a couple questions on You Don't Know Jack Headrush about South Park.
Oh boy.
So anyways, so yeah, it was the kind of thing you weren't supposed to watch, but they knew you did and they didn't care.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And that was kind of the appeal of it as a teenager or younger, was that, like, oh, it's a silly cartoon, it's banned though, what are we gonna see? Are we gonna see poop? Are we gonna see boobies? Are we gonna hear him say fuck?
Yes, and they ended up hearing all pretty much all of them, but who cares? It's a cartoon.
Yes. In fact, there was so little caring that Comedy Central essentially gave them carte blanche. They can do whatever the hell they wanted, for the most part. Like it's basically like, hey, Comedy Central, we want to make an episode about a talking piece of poop that teaches children the spirit of Christmas. Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Comedy Central, we want to make an episode where Mr. Garrison is running for president and faces his face orange and runs against Hillary Clinton. Sure. But there is like one hard limit. Hey, Comedy Central, we want to make an episode where Muhammad... No!
Yeah. We might as well talk about 200 and 201.
Yes. They were censored, much like Super Best Friends and Cartoon Wars, because he is in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can understand them being frustrated about the depiction of that person, because it's like he's the prophet. He's supposed to be like the carrier of them to the glory of God. He's not supposed to be seen as a holy figure. But on the other hand, we're a different country. Let us have our friggin' comedy. Don't send bombs to us, please.
Yeah. I want to talk about Team America World Police. I mean, I don't really know much about the movie other than the fact that the theaters gave it free screenings for a similar incident that happened with The Interview.
Literally, all I know about it is the America Fuck Yeah song.
Yeah, so, like Trey Parker and Matt Stone made other things besides South Park, but we don't really know jack shit about those, so they're not really going to be discussed in this video, although they are in the thumbnail.
I will talk a little bit about Book of Mormon, because they do make fun of Mormons in South Park, too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Book of Mormon was their attempt at making a Broadway stage show. It's basically a stereotypical depiction of Mormons. What'd you expect? A history lesson?
Yeah.
So anyway, it has some memorable
Whatever.
It has some memorable moments, like that one stereotypical Mormon song, "Turn It Off Like a Light Switch." And then there's that one where the main character has the spooky Mormon hell dream.
Oh god.
Anyways, so originally the Mormons, or Latter-day Saints I guess they prefer to be called, didn't really care much for the show, because it's like some people were butthurt, while others just saw it as a kind of parody kind of thing and didn't care.
Ooh.
Eventually they saw the humor in the stereotypical depiction of their culture and even had a couple laughs at it. And ultimately they got the last laugh, because the Latter-day Saints actually bought ad space in the playbill. So people coming to see the play, they'll look at their playbill and they'll see this thing like, "You've seen the play, now go read the book. The book is better than the play anyway." So like Matt and Trey get their funny haha stage show, Mormons get more recruits, and we're all winners.
Hooray! Now, back to the boys from Colorado.
Yes, the boys. There is Stan. He has autism, but we don't know that until later.
Yes. Then there's Cartman, who is a piece of shit.
And the typical bully of Kyle, who is Jewish.
Yes.
And then there's Clinton. He dies.
Yes, he dies. By at the hands of bastards.
Those bastards.
Yes.
And those are the main characters. But sometimes there's Ike. You know, Ike kicked the baby.
Yay.
And
then there's just one chef who's like a Scientologist, I think.
Hello there, children.
Yeah.
Yeah. He actually, the reason he left the show is because he is a Scientologist, and they made fun of Scientology. They didn't pull no punches.
Yeah. And he kind of left.
Yeah.
There's also this teacher. His name is Mr. Garrison.
Yes, Mr. Garrison. He hates Mexicans. Ha!
Ha! Ha! Yes.
And he's gay. Well, he wasn't gay. Then he was gay. Then he became trans. Then he just became gay again.
Yes. Anything that, seems to be, fit with the vibe of that time or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Like, as for that Donald Trump thing, we're not gonna go into politics, but that episode had, like, the most hectic production schedule. Like, as we kind of hinted at before, like, fucking South Park people take, like, 3 to 4 days to make each episode. When they made the election results episode, they made it expecting Hillary to win. So they were thinking, Hillary's gonna win the election, we're gonna put our episode out, and everything's fine. Come election day, Donald Trump won. Fuck. Red alert, people. They had to pull a code red, get everybody back in the booth, back in the editing base. They had 24 hours to redo a bunch of shit and change a bunch of shit. And they'll still tell you it's one of the worst episodes they ever worked on, because they had to do it that damn fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. What else can I say? I've only seen a couple episodes of the show, actually. I've seen Cartman gets an anal probe, and I don't even remember much of anal probe. And the other episode I saw was the one where, Simpsons did it. That's... Yes.
Yeah.
And what I found funny was that, Cartman realized that, he got one of those little shitty things that you get at, like, convenience stores, like drugstore type things, where they grew! And it turns out that they fucking grow into, like, a civilization.
Yeah, maybe it helped that they accidentally mixed it with the, man juice that was inside their teacher, Mrs. Chokesondick.
Yes. Kahoot names before Kahoot names, everyone.
Sheesh. Oh, what was that? Where are we?
We were talking about... I was talking about the one episode of South Park that I did see and I do remember. And I'm trying to come up with something else, but I'm pretty much exhausted.
Okay, I guess I could go over the episodes I saw.
Alright.
One episode that got me into watching it was Season 11, Episode 13, Guitar Queero.
Oh boy.
Basically, Stan and Kyle are really, really good at Guitar Hero, and they're working hard together to get even better at it, to the point where, like, it's taken, like, really fucking seriously. I'm talking, like, record producers and contract deals and everything. like sex and coke parties and all that shit.
Ooh.
Like even people being impressed that a dude can play Guitar Hero, quote unquote, acoustically. That means he's just pressing buttons on his controller at a restaurant, and for some reason people are impressed.
Ooh.
Anyway, so yeah, they take it really seriously, and that's kind of the running joke. Like, they're just playing a video game, but they're taking it about as seriously as real life.
Ooh.
Go back to season 10. One of the episodes that got me into watching South Park and playing World of Warcraft was Make Love Not Warcraft. Like, basically it made fun of World of Warcraft. The kids all play World of Warcraft. They're being harassed by this one dude that has no life and leveled up so much he kills a bunch of people in game. So they have to give up their social life and grow in levels to stop him. And believe it or not, they actually teamed up with the creators of World of Warcraft for, like, character models and animation in the game. So it's like one of the first times, at least that I'm aware of, that the people they were the people that they were making fun of were actually in on the joke. Let's see. There was
PewDiePie. Does that jog your memory?
What about Moon Pie?
PewDiePie.
Oh, yes! They made an episode that parodies, like, holiday specials and reaction culture.
We know.
And, like, needless to say, Eric Cartman, if you're thinking of reacting to this video, I will sue you.
Oh, God.
Fat fuck.
I'm not fat, I'm big boned!
And that's fat, God damn it. Yeah, yes, like Ike was obsessed with PewDiePie, and that's why everyone was into that whole, like, obsessed with reaction culture and shit. But then PewDiePie came to save the day by, instead of just showing Cartman reacting to the holiday special and the episode in general, they just had him play Call of Duty, because, of course.
Hooray! I guess.
Yeah. Like, friggin' PewDiePie prior to the South Park thing would not appear on anything that didn't respect, like, his beliefs and his integrity. But South Park, like, I guess they were the lucky ones. Like, he would never pass up a chance to be on South Park if they could get on his level, and they got on his level.
Huh. Like,
I don't know what his level is, but they found it.
Yeah, like, as I've said, I'm trying to squeeze every last word I can say about this show, but I'm pretty much exhausted in that regard. So,
right.
You're carrying the whole thing from here on out. I mean, don't try to make it long or anything like that. So just say anything you can, and if it's short, it's short. Right.
There was this one episode where after Kenny died, they realized they had the winning ticket for like a forever supply of candy, but it turned out Kenny was holding the ticket prior to dying. So they wanted to see him so that they could get the ticket. But it turned see him again. And instead of just straight telling him that it's not going to work, they just decide to help them build the ladder to heaven.
Ooh.
Providing more materials, structural support, and all that shit. Like, eventually, eventually the military got involved because it was rumored that, like we already know that after Saddam Hussein was banished from hell by Satan for breaking up with him, he ended up getting banished to heaven, and then it was like rumored that Saddam Hussein was building weapons of mass destruction in heaven, so the military has to help them build the ladder so that they could stop him. But they also want to help him build the ladder because Japan, they want to win everything, so they want to build a ladder to heaven to try and beat us, and then they make the shit up about claiming, making it to heaven and claiming it as a Japanese colony and shit. But in the meantime, they eventually find out that Kenny didn't have the ticket on him when he died. He kept it in a safe spot, so they just got the ticket and just told everyone to fuck off. But then they made up some sappy shit at the end, like, heaven is this moment right now. We're all, like, bonding with each other, and we're, like, celebrating peace and love and unity over a common whatever the shit. And it turns out that Saddam Hussein actually is building weapons of mass destruction in heaven. And he managed to trick God, like Bugs Bunny style, at least with, like, the wordplay, like, I'm not building weapons of mass destruction, it's just a chocolate chip factory, see? It looks like a chemical weapons plant. Dude, if I was making a chemical weapons plant, I wouldn't make it look like a chemical weapons plant, I'd make it look like a chocolate chip factory or something. Good point. Yeah. Let's see, but that's just the stuff on Comedy Central. Paramount happened.
Yes, Paramount happened.
And
at first they made a movie in '99. Should we talk about that first?
Yes, bigger, longer, uncut, much like my dick. It is a movie. It is South Park. It is South Park the movie. One notable thing I can say about it is there was this long-running rumor in the movie industry that if you say fuck like 400 times in a movie, it'll be rated NC-17, and they wanted to keep it R, so they made sure to use the word fuck 399 times.
Huh. Yeah,
they pushed that R as far as it could go.
Yeah, and they even pushed the R rating further than it could go, like multiple times, to the point where it was only rated R 2 weeks before it came out.
Like did they have to, like, fight for that R, or was it, like...
They fought for that R, like, big time. Like, they submitted the movie, like, 5 times, and it got an NC-17 all 5 times. And they basically had to bribe the MPAA to get an R rating, and that was only 2 weeks before the release. Like they just gave up and went the bribe route.
Yeah, I've learned something today. To make a movie big in Hollywood, you don't need a good plot, good story direction, good songs, or even a modicum of integrity. You just need millions and millions of dollars, and you can buy your way to the big wigs.
Exactly.
So they would not team up with Paramount again until Paramount Plus was a thing. They actually posted a Paramount exclusive miniseries. It's still going. Like, post-COVID, return to COVID, I think now there's one called The Streaming Wars.
Good boy.
Eh.
If only they could actually get the actual streaming rights to the show itself from HBO Max already.
Yeah, I was gonna say, doesn't HBO have, like, all of them?
Yeah, HBO has the actual show, but Paramount Plus, since, you know, they own South Park, they do these weird shorts to get people to subscribe to the service.
Well, not shorts. Well, they do shorts for the commercials, but they did do the post-COVID shit, like, for real.
Yeah.
Like, the only reason I'm not watching it is because I know, like, some of this shit is, like, terrible future, and, like, they're trying to hammer in it's a terrible future. Like, oh, it's 2030, you can only buy things with Bitcoin.
That did not age well at all.
And the Amazon device that I can't say her name because I might wake her up.
Alexa.
You can install a module to make her be a nagging bitch, apparently.
Oh boy.
Kyle is alone and drunk, and Carmen has a wife and kids. That is in the current bad future.
Woohoo.
Like, do you really think I would spend the last 40 years of my life just to fuck with you? Yes! And then, of course, Kenny was working on time travel so he could go back and prevent COVID. but of course they killed Kenny.
Uh-huh.
Those bastards.
Yep.
Let's see, eventually they did go back and fix, they couldn't fix COVID, because obviously you can't fix COVID, much like you can't fix stupid. But with the last Integrity Farm seed, they made Integrity Farms made a creation that was freely distributed throughout the populace to make everyone just okay with the shit that's going down. They weren't just hyper panicking and panic buying and all that dumb shit. And thus, the friends remained friends, and we got the good ending where Cartman's a bum in the streets. This is the good ending?
I have no clue.
So yeah, that's the Paramount side. The TV show is still going. Help.
Yes. Help us all.
Please ignore the background screaming. I don't know why my parents are choosing now to fight.
Yeah, from what I understand, South Park went downhill a lot The Simpsons or Family Guy, but in a very different way. South Park at this point has basically become Matt and Trey's sort of, commentary show where they say, so this is the week in the news, from what I understand.
Yeah, basically they take whatever shit flies into their heads, and then they make a thing about it.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't go downhill in the way Family Guy did, but it still kind of went kaput downhill.
Yeah. People say that the real downhill slope of the show came around season 20, when they started doing serialized episodes.
Oh boy.
See, prior to season 20, episodes were mostly non sequitur. Maybe they would have impacts on future stuff, but they didn't, directly connect to each other. You could hop in at any time, and you pretty much essentially got the gist of what the hell's going on. That all changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Season 20 started.
Yes, and wait, if I recall right, didn't an episode 1 end on one scene, and the next episode starting literally the same scene? You could literally just intercut them together?
I don't remember if it was, exactly that. I don't even remember when or which one, because I think they did it a couple times. But what I hate more than the serialization, personally, is when they retcon shit.
Oh boy.
For example, in the episode, Carmen's Mom's a Dirty Slut, and the Part 2 episode, Carmen's Mom is still a Dirty Slut, they try to figure out who Carmen's dad is. And the conclusion they come to is that she's a hermaphrodite, and the mother is unknown.
Yeah.
But in 201, they retcon that. Basically, Mitch Connor, who is also known as Jennifer Lopez, who is also known as Cartman's hand puppet, tells Cartman the real truth about Cartman's father. His father was actually Jack Tenorman of the Denver Broncos, which meant that when you go back to the episode where he got his ultimate revenge on Scott Tenorman, where he ground Scott's parents up into chili and fed it to him, he basically killed his own dad.
Dead.
Yeah. Let's see, I would go over Scott Tenorman's role in the show, but we're kind of running out. We're kind of running out of patience.
Yeah, should we just end the episode now, or can we squeeze a few more lines?
I'm trying to think of what to squeeze. Oh, PC Principal.
Oh god, PC Principal.
That's where the serialization came in. That goddamn PC Principal.
Oh jeez.
He's the only reason I know what a microaggression is.
Yeah, Trey Parker and Matt Stone were really concerned about the whole SJW thing, and they really drove it home hard at South Park.
Yeah. Fucking... Then there's all the times they made fun of Michael Jackson.
Yeah. And is that about it?
Trying to think. I think I'm getting close. I might as well talk a little more about 200 and 201 since we never actually finished it. Since I don't want to go into like political crap, I'm just gonna bleep the figure's name from now on because that's what the episode does anyway. So basically, the entire gist of the 2 episodes is that Tom Cruise, much like all the other celebrities, don't want to get picked on anymore because, like, the reason they get picked on is because people have a right to pick on them, free speech. But there is one, like, figure that can never be picked on, and they want his protection. Friends, you know.
Him.
Bring them so they can try and find the secret to his power to not be criticized. And by they, I mean all the celebrities that were featured. Tom Cruise, Kanye West, Barbra Streisand, everyone. Even the Gingers.
Good boy.
Like, hell, they even faked the handoff to the Gingers by saying they put in the bear suit. It turns out it was just Santa Claus as a decoy. So, like, we get to the end of the episode, it's tied in a machine, and they use it on Tom Cruise, and he grows his own sensor bar. Yeah, basically is covered with a sensor bar the entire time, and then Tom Cruise got censored for a while. But it didn't work because, like, Seaman jumped on him, and then Stan pointed at him and said, "Look, Tom Cruise has semen on his back."
Oh boy.
Like, I swear, everything in South Park that involves Tom Cruise is just setting him up for people to point at him and say things that they don't mean. Like when Tom Cruise locked himself in the closet. Tom Cruise is in the closet. When we see Tom Cruise at the Fudge Factory. Tom Cruise is a fudge packer. So, eventually it all calms down, and the lesson of the day was... And that's pretty much it.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Alright guys, that was the South Park episode, I guess.
Yeah.
So, next time we're going to be talking about Don Bluth. Hopefully
Yes.
Eli will be here, since Eli would have a lot to say about him, and also too, Dragon Slayer is a thing that exists, and M-Page is familiar with that game.
Yes, and hopefully I'll be in less pain and less, like, in a hurry to do things before I pass out of exhaustion. And, Raw! Tanya will be here for Raw on the Monday, and he will play 2K20. I hope this time.
Yes. Otherwise, we'll come up with another thing to do.
Yeah.
Now that you know what to look forward to,